Hey guys, welcome to the Truth Factor. This is just a quick little update. We've got a couple little breaking things. I'm ready for bed and I'm going to bed. I was headed to bed. I had prayer tonight. I'm good. I'm ready for sleep, but we have to get some of these quick little things that have come out. So let's just share this out. Everything is shared in the description in the box below for those that want to check these out themselves. We have, first up, North Korea has announced that it has conducted a test of an underwater nuclear weapon system. Raw alerts Twitter. Then we have Russia test electronic warfare from Kaliningrad. Half of Poland loses GPS. Now, I have shared some of this in the community tab, but there's things just kept popping up. I just felt like I needed to do a live, so I included this. So anyway, I think there's something else in the community tab you probably want to go check out. So Russia test, I think it has to do with HB. Russia tests electronic warfare from Kaliningrad. Half of Poland loses GPS. Yesterday, Russian armed forces conducted an announced test of the electronic warfare system in Kaliningrad. When they turned it on, about half of Poland lost all contact with GPS, and much of the cellular networks went down too. Most keenly, most of the Suwalki Gap between Belarus and Kaliningrad, but the actual territory of Poland and Lithuania was devoid of GPS. The image below shows the outage areas. Well, of course, that image below is going to cost you to see from Hal Turner. So if Russian troops have to fight to make their way from Belarus to Kaliningrad through the Suwalki Gap, and Poland, Lithuania, and NATO want to hit those troops with missiles or other GPS-guided ordnance, NATO is SOL. Anyway, I thought that's kind of important, knowing everything that's going on. And then after the article that we had today, where the French kind of denied their involvement, then we have this from War News 247. And they're already on Friday. As you can see, this says Friday, January 19th. It's still the 18th here in the United States. So anyway, Russia called the French ambassador for an explanation. The dead French in Kharkiv were members of the regular French army. They were not mercenaries. A direct French involvement in the war, Russia hardens its stance. So Russia's-France relations are showing a sharp deterioration after the Russian strike on a mercenary base in Kharkiv, which killed more than 60 and injured at least 20 soldiers. Moscow today summoned the French ambassador to the foreign ministry for an explanation regarding the unprecedented number of dead French soldiers in Kharkiv. Moscow considers that these are the soldiers of regular French army officers, special forces advisors, etc., who were sent on behalf of the French government. This also explains their large number in specific location in Kharkiv and not on the front lines of the war. Russia today summoned the French ambassador in Moscow, Pierre Levy, to the Russian foreign ministry for an explanation. According to some sources, he was given a leave of absence. Yesterday, Moscow announced that Russian forces had carried out a precision strike on the building housing foreign fighters in Kharkiv. The Russian Defense Ministry said that the fighters were mainly French mercenaries and the buildings were destroyed in connection with the destruction of the Russian armed forces out of the temporary point of deployment in foreign fighters in Kharkiv. Among which were dozens. I don't know where I got frozens from, guys. Which were dozens of Frenchmen. The French ambassador was summoned to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, said the representative of the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Maria Sarkiv, according to the Russian state news agency TASS. Earlier today, Paris refuted these Russian claims about the presence of the French mercenaries in Ukraine. France is helping Ukraine with supplies of military equipment and military training in full compliance with international law in order to help Ukraine in its battle to defend its sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity, the French foreign ministry said. French has no mercenaries, neither in Ukraine nor in anywhere else, unlike some others, he added. The strike on the building in the northeastern Ukrainian city of Kharkiv on Tuesday, 16/1/2024, resulted in 60 deaths of 60 mercenaries, mostly of French nationality. The presence of the armed Frenchmen in Ukraine's second largest city has sparked speculation about who they work for. Scott Ritter, a former CIA officer and a former UN weapons inspector, told Sputnik. The American expert drops a real bombshell, saying that not all French soldiers were mercenaries. It essentially reveals the direct involvement of the West in battles with the Russian forces, which comes as a result, among other things, of the Secretary of the Ukrainian Army, but also the great impact that a defeat in Ukraine's proxy war will have for NATO. Ritter said it potentially exposes covert, direct French involvement in NATO's proxy war against Russia. If they are fighting for the Ukrainian side, whatever their nationality, they are now a legitimate target, Ritter noted. The American expert focused on two main aspects of the attack. He said that it shows from the Russian military no longer discriminates between foreign mercenaries and Ukrainian soldiers. Russia has shown no hesitation in eliminating foreign mercenaries fighting on behalf of the Ukrainian military, he said. It also raises the intriguing possibility that French troops could be directly involved in the Ukrainian conflict against Russia. At least some of them were not mercenaries, but actually military personnel of France who were in Ukraine at the behest of their government, and now they're dead, Ritter said. This apparent new Russian policy contrasts with previous leniency towards military advisors or other NATO personnel in Ukraine, the U.S. expert said, marking a change on Russia's part in dealing with foreign powers. According to Ritter, the Russian intelligence services knew that the French military were at the particular spot in Kharkiv. This shows that Russia has made a decision. Everyone in Ukraine is now a target. He underlined the border conclusion is clearly that Russia is now in the final stage of wiping out the Ukrainian armed forces. This means that everyone is a target, the Ukrainian army, foreign mercenaries, and any military member of NATO on Ukrainian soil, he stressed. This strike makes a change in the Ukrainian conflict and escalated in February 2022 when a wave of the mercenaries from North America and Europe joined the so-called Kyiv Foreign Legion. With promises of significant economic benefits, they paid little heed to Russia's warnings that foreign mercenaries would be targeted. Anyway, and that is what I have for you for this update. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. God bless you, and we will see you tomorrow if the good Lord is willing, right? Thank you all for joining me this evening. Bye. Bye, Watchmen. I'm sure he is. You know he is. We know who's controlling this game. We're not dumb. We're not dumb. They think that they have the wool over our eyes, but we're not. We're not asleep. Anyway, God bless you. Love you all, and we'll see you later, Watchmen.